What's up guys, Plan Q here, and today we're going to be reading a story that I wrote, kind of like a fan fiction for Destiny. This was just born out of an idea I thought of during a content drive in Destiny, where I was thinking of ideas that they could use for the story. And sooner or later, I just decided that maybe it would just be better for me to write down what I was thinking, because I really like where it was going. Today I'm going to be reading it to you guys, so I can, well, put it on the Bungie Community Creations page. Destiny. A Legend's Roots. The Guardian returned to the tower after a successful patrol, eager to retrieve his bounty for his tireless field work for the Vanguard. As he walked down towards the Hall of Guardians, he imagined how amazing it would be to discover an LDR 5001 sniper rifle waiting as his reward, and how luxurious the handling would be compared to his crummy, standard-issue weapon, the 7th Sense. However, this fantasy was not to be, so the Guardian begrudgingly took his 37th comedian. Ha, 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 he muttered under his breath with a hidden enmity towards the Lords of RNG. He reluctantly decided that the role isn't half bad and would be worth a try on the Noobs of the Crucible. Strolling on down to the Vanguard Quartermaster and thinking to himself how glad he was that his new comedian did not upgrade with Worm Spore, he noticed a large commotion up by the shipwright. Holiday, what's all the fuss up here about? SRL isn't for another month, and I'm sure no one is terribly worried about getting another chaperone, he joked. Very funny, Guardian, but this is important, Amanda replied. Really? No offense, but there hasn't been anything important in your inventory since I first got here, the Guardian laughed. I'm really starting to think that Kate is a bad influence on you, she said. Anyway, I'm trying to organize a petition to allow the Guardians access to the last city. With all of the good work you've been putting in, it's damn well safe enough, and in my eyes, it's about time you met the people you're protecting, and it's about time the people meet their heroes. The Guardian was surprised at this, realizing how little he had actually thought about the city all this time. All he'd been thinking about was more ways for him to do his duty, and get more loot. He was rather enthralled with the idea now that he thought about it. Where do I sign? He quickly asked. Amanda laughed. All the other Guardians reacted just about the same as you did. The petition isn't exactly written yet, but I'll let you know when it's ready. The Guardian nodded in appreciation and left, but something she had said was bothering him. All of the other Guardians. She said it almost as though we were just a group, like a disposable majority without individuality, a soulless effigy, lacking identity. He wasn't sure why this in particular bothered him so, but the words made him uneasy. They made him feel as if he wasn't sure who he was. 3 months later. The Guardian warily stepped through the crowd in the marketplace, his face hidden in the shadow of his hood. Making his way past the stalls, he felt the tug on his cloak. He glanced over his shoulder. He glanced over his shoulder to see a small girl looking up at him. Excuse me, sir, she said, but isn't that the pattern of a Vanguard soldier on your wrist? The crowd murmured and gathered around him as he eyed his wrist, seeing the Vanguard insignia on the back of it. I'd forgotten I was there. Yes, that was correct. Then wouldn't that make you a Guardian? Also correct. The crowd looked at one another in shock. How could the girl so openly question one so fabled as a Guardian? The power of the light wielded by the Guardians was unfathomable to them. The girl reached into her pocket and held out a small amount of lustrous pieces. It isn't much, but I hope it will help you fight the darkness, the girl said. The Guardian looked down at the glimmer in the girl's hand, and back at her with a profound sense of compassion, kneeled down and folded her hand back over the currency. Your safety is all we need to continue on, he replied. Standing up, he heard a boy say from one end of the gathering. The stories say that you Guardians are great soldiers from times long ago, reanimated by your ghosts. If that's true, then who did you used to be? The Guardian cried out suddenly as his head boomed with a reverberating pain, as though a gong was being sounded from within his skull repeatedly. Voices and images foreign but strangely familiar to him flashed through his mind as fleeting as shooting stars. As the pain began to ebb and recede, he heard the boy being harshly scolded by the congregated people. Stop yelling at the boy, I'm fine. Just A bit of deja vu, I suppose. The Guardian summoned his ghost and returned to his ship, and as he sat down he searched his mind for what he had seen during the tremor in his thoughts. For in the flash of events and sounds, something stood out. A name. His name.